Hi everybody, this is Sheila with Designs by Babymoon, and I wanted to show you how to change the lettering on my state license plate tags. I've included some lettering that's just kind of fun, that kind of represents each state, but you might want to use these and put your own personal name or your kid's name, or maybe you're making these as gifts for people that live out of state, or Christmas presents or something, whatever you want to do. But you could change the text on the license plate to reflect that. So I wanted to show you real quick how to do that. So I've got the Alabama plate open on my screen in Sew What Pro, and before I go too far, I'll tell you can get this design file at designsbybabymoon.com. In Sew What Pro, it'll show you a list of all the threads for each step that you'll be sewing. So the first thing, you have the placement, and then you have the middle pieces, the stitching, the background stitching, and the little details that are just kind of representative of what's on the license plate when you see it. So, and then the very last step is the lettering. So, because you want that to be on top of the background. So, the lettering has two places. It has the state name, and then it has the text, which is what you would have, if you're ordering a license plate, that's what you would order. Or maybe you don't have a choice. So, but for these vanity plates, you can put whatever you want. So what you would do is you would select, so see how I've got the state name, and then the next step is the lettering. The last step, the last stitch color on here, is the final outline. So we're going to take the lettering, just so we select the lettering, which on this plate, step number 11, they don't all have that many steps because they're not all designed like that. But in Alabama, it's this next to last step, and in the PES version, it shows up as black. I design these and digitize them in another program, and so sometimes when it's batching them to all the different file formats that I make available, it'll change the colors. So you can use the photo from the website as a guide, or you can make them totally different if you want to. So, but I have the lettering generally in the dark color, so they stand out against the background. So we're going to select that, and we're just going to hit, so I've got it selected with my mouse, and I'm just going to hit the delete button on my keyboard and get rid of that lettering. Okay, so we have a blank plate now. Now what we need to do is we need to add some lettering to it. And I have several lettering files that I've bought from other designers that work really well. So I'm going to open right now, I'm going to open, whoops, I'm not going to open it. In Sew What Pro, I'm going to do a file merge. And I'm going to go to where I keep my embroidery fonts. Let's see, one more. There we go. Let's go get some embroidery fonts. Hello. Okay. And let's see. We're going to find one called from Designs by Juju, and it's called Sans Serif font. So it's Designs by Juju, her file number 918, the Sans Serif font, which is tall and skinny, just like the letters that are generally used on the license plates. And we're going to squish them a little bit, and I'll show you how to do that. So I'm going to open up the PES version, because I'm going to run this on one of my brother machines, and I'm going to get the 1/2 inch size. And in Sew What Pro, it's really fun because you can pick the first letter, and I'm just going to pick, I'm gonna make up a last name, so we're going to use the name Jones, and it's going to bring in a J right here. Now here's the 1/2 inch version right here. We're going to add the J over here, and what we'll do at the end is we'll change all of that to black. And again, like, you are going to be you're going to be actually adding the threads yourself on the machine, unless your machine is hooked up to the computer and you've got a multi-needle with the threads programmed in. You have control over what you put on your machine. So we're just going to get these letters in here, and then I'll show you how to adjust them. So once you have the first letter in Sew What Pro chosen, if you click this icons button over here, this is a really neat feature in Sew What Pro. It'll bring up the files that you've recently opened, and that last lettering set will be the first thing, or one of the first things up in here. So I'm going to click on the capital letters that I want to add here. So J-O. And the Designs by Juju files, they all need, I need to like scoot him over just a little bit. So what I do is I click the letter and then I click the right arrow key on my keyboard and just scoot it over once. So I'm going to add the N. I think I'm going to add the N. Come on in. We got a lot of stuff going on in the background. Let's see. Where's my N? There it goes. Okay, so I've got the N out of here. I'm going to wait for that circle to quit spinning. Okay, and then I'm going to use the arrow key, and you'll see it move just a touch. You see it? Okay, scoot it over just a bit. I don't like them to be touching. I want them to have a tiny bit of space between them. Okay, so J-O-N-E. Scoot that one over, just one space. S. Scoot it over, one space. Okay, then I'm going to click this icons thing to get rid of that panel. So what you have next are the J-O-N-E-S lettering objects over here on the side as separate threads. Now, in Sew Up Pro, you can go and edit those threads so that they all join together. So I'm going to join the adjacent ones of the same color. And then step number 11 right here is the lettering for Jones. And I'm going to scoot it over so it's more in the middle. I just have to grab that box and pull it over a little bit. And let's double check that that's kind of in the middle. Yeah, that looks good. And then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to select that color, and I'm going to change the color of it just because I want it to mostly look like what I'm going to be sewing out. So I'm going to go pick the black color. And, oops, that's white. It won't work at all. Okay, there's Jones. And that's cute. That's so cute. So there's the Alabama plate with the name J-O-N-E-S. Jones. I've looked at it too long. It doesn't look like it's spelled right. But that's right. That's Jones. Okay, so that's how you would do it in Sew It Pro. And then you would save it. And what I might do is I would do it as a save as, and I would save it as the Alabama Snap tab with, and I'd put J-O-N-E-S at the back. Just so I'd have a different file name for it, and then I would move it to my embroidery machine with USB. I also have, I wanted to show you this because I have the sideways version of this too. And so in Sew It Pro, you would do this a little bit different. So let's go delete that black step. Okay, so we've gotten rid of our lettering. I'm going to bring my icons panel back. And I'm going to add, let's add the name, I'm just going to pick a random name. Let's add the name, oh, I don't know. I'm blanking now. I'll add my friend Melissa's name. So let's see. We're going to add an M. Okay, now you see where it's pinning them. It's pinning them down at the side here, but that's okay. We're going to adjust that in a minute. E. And then I'm going to do the skip over. L. Stretch it out a little bit. Oh, M-E-L. Nope, that's not how you spell her name. M-E-L. Let's delete that L. Hello, I want to delete that L. Delete. Okay. I. And since I had an L there, it's going to scoot it up. So I'm going to use the left arrow button right here, and I'm going to scoot it over until it's in the right spot where I want it. Okay, M-E-L-I-S. Scoot it over one. S. Scoot it over one. A. Okay, so I've got those letters in there. And you can see this is pretty small in here. These side snap tabs only will fit in a 5x5 hoop. They're not going to fit in a 4x4. So let's get rid of the letters, and then you'll see your lettering sets over here. So we're going to do the same thing. We're going to edit. We're going to join the threads. We're going to join all adjacent threads of the same color so that they sew out at one time and you won't have to keep pushing the button. And then this is not in the right place, right? So we're going to use this button to rotate it. I've got my rotation set at 90 degrees. So I'm going to rotate it once. It's not going to fit on the plate that way, obviously. So we're going to just do it 2 more times. Flip and flip. Okay, so now that he's had a little tumble, or she, I guess that's Melissa, I'm going to scoot it over into the middle of the plate. I'm going to put it right there. And when you've got it, you know, you can just eyeball this. This is fine. When you've got it right where you want it, click off of it. And you can see that there's space. So if you needed to use a 3/4 inch tall font, you could do that too. And then what you would do is you would grab it like this, and you would just squish it down just a little bit. If you have too many letters, so I'm going to squish it up just a little bit, and squishing it up doesn't cause it to lose a whole lot of density, and this is a pretty small design anyway. If your name is too long and it sticks out over the edges, you can actually take the side of it and you can squeeze it in to make those letters even skinnier together. I thought it was fine the way it was, so I'm going to just pull it back out so it's right there. And then, just like I did on the other design, I'm going to go up and change the color of that step. Okay, so we're going to make that one black. All right, and so you would do the same thing. You would do a file, save as, and you would call that one, I'm going to call that one Melissa. So I just kept the first name of it and then added Melissa to the end, so it saves it as a new file and it doesn't overwrite the original one. Okay, so then you would take and send that to your machine and sew it out. And oh, something else I need to tell you. So that lettering step is at the end of your steps. So you can see here it's going to sew the outline stitch before it sews that lettering. What you can do is you can either jump over that step in your machine and then run the lettering, or if you hold the shift key down and then click on that letter or that step and move it between right before the last step on the thread list, it'll move it back in place. So I'm going to grab it. I want it to be the very last. I want it to sew after Alabama. It doesn't truly matter, but I want it to sew Alabama first. Okay, so then it's going to sew Alabama, then Melissa, and it's not quite in the middle. Adjust that a little bit. That's good enough for me. And so it'll sew that right there, and then the last step will be there. And the same thing in the other version, the top snap version. So you can go in and you can take that last step, click on it with your mouse, hold the shift key down and move it to the number 10, the spot where the final outline stitch was, and then you can see it's going to sew things in. So the state name, then the personalized name, and then the final outline all together at the right spot. So, and then you would save those again and then move it to your machine. So I hope that's helpful. Let me know if you have any questions or if you need some help. You can send an email to me at info@designsbybabymoon.com or send me a message on Facebook. You can find us on our Facebook page, Designs by Babymoon, or you can join our Facebook group, which is Designs by Babymoon Friends and Fans, and we have some fun in there. And if you're in that group, you're the first to hear about the new designs that I'm releasing in these states as they come out. So I have plans to do all 50 states. Some of the states have really cool license plates, like Alaska has a bunch of license plates, and they're all just beautiful. So I'm going to be doing more than one for Alaska for sure, and some of the other states. And I'll also be adding some Canadian provinces and probably some other countries too, just because they're so fun. Anyway, let me know if you have any questions, and I hope that was helpful for you, and have fun making these. Talk to you soon.